And we are going live for episode 13 of SWA. Rolling right through them. We're now closing in on yet another pay-per-view coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll have some information on that later tonight. Tonight, I'm joined by Doc once again. No more Has this week.
Nope. Just me.
Just the 1 week break we had last week. Back in business here in Dallas, Texas for a full card of action.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time too. I think. Not only is it action, it's exciting action.
Yeah, I mean, it's not every week that you have a title match on the line, and that our main event tonight is the Beast, Calvin Abueva, getting a title shot against Domingo Cervantes. Abueva had the briefcase for a while, the Path to Glory opportunity. He never cashed it in. He never lost it in a singles match either. He actually lost it by being eliminated in the Rumble and at Right to Fight. And you know, he's continued to work his way up the rankings, had a huge victory over the former champ Warren Windham last week. And basically, you know, he earned his shot. Like, briefcase or not, he's getting the title shot against Cervantes tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, you make a good point about, like, a win over Wyndham is a statement. You know, I think that's, he's the sort of dude who's had a lot of wins and he's had some sort of defining wins, and I think he's really earned that shot. But before we get there, let's talk about Eddie Vortex.
Yeah, the Edmond, Oklahoma native, just north of us here in Dallas, struggled a little bit to start his career. Had the quickest elimination in the Rumble, only 20 seconds, as Eric Draven tossed him out unceremoniously, and then Draven spoiled his singles debut as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been the start you want for Vortex, the former Olympic gymnast turned wrestler, but he's still early on in his career. I think, you know, like, there's still time. I think he seems like he's got a lot of fire. He brings something cool to matches. You just got to kind of put it together. Maybe this is the first step right here.
Yeah, new to the ring, new to the business. You know, he's learning on the fly. It's on the job training. There wasn't a lot of time before Eddie was thrown in the ring, and it hasn't been the best showing. But not everyone can just pick it up right away. See if he can get himself going in the right direction tonight against Deuce Bennett. Get himself back to 500 in singles action, or if Bennett can get himself above 500, he's 1-1 in singles action.
Yeah, it's you know, I feel like we have so many people right now who are all sitting right around 500. It's just there's been a lot of, you know, you win a match, and then you lose a match, and then maybe you lose another one, and then you get your win. It's just nobody. Well, I say nobody. A lot of people are struggling to really establish a run of wins here, and you know, to come full circle, I think that's why we're seeing guys like Calvin Abueva sort of rise to the top, because not a lot of people can string together wins like that, and when you do, it gets noticed.
Yeah, if you can pull off a run, then it's definitely going to shoot you up the power rankings. There's a lot of talent, and that's evident by the fact that, you know, it's like a hotly contested, just division opponents over and over again. You know, everyone's beating up on each other.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It is hotly contested. It's not just difficult because it's a hard thing to do, but it's because we have a lot of talent. So it's difficult to get wins because everybody's dangerous in their own way. Everybody's a threat to win at a given night, which is, you know, a good thing for competition.
Yeah, and Deuce Bennett off to a hot start here. He gets Vortex to the ground there with a little bit of chain wrestling. Vortex is going to lock him back up, though.
See if he can respond with some technical moves here.
Yeah, takes him over to the, you know, the ropes there, and the ref breaks him up. But Bennett,
good strength on display.
Yeah, handling his own here in the tie-ups.
Okay. The gymnast, studied a thing or two in the technical section of the seminar. I'm impressed. I thought he'd be all acrobatics, but he's got the skill to target individual body parts and really control the pace of a match, which is kind of that next level up stuff you want to see as a wrestler.
Yeah, we've seen him focus a little bit on the left arm there. Oh, off the ropes, little springboard action.
And a standing moonsault. My goodness. Excuse me, shooting star press.
Yeah, there's the athleticism on full display. The cruiserweight showing some skill here against the Kentucky heavyweight.
And some good striking, too. I'm impressed. But here goes Deuce Bennett being a hoss. And he's going to throw little Eddie around, I think.
Yeah, there's the size advantage there on full display. About a 5-inch height difference, and Deuce coming in about 71 pounds heavier.
Oh, wow. Nice backslide there. Honestly, if you had told me it was more than 70 pounds difference, I would have believed you. It looks like it's 170. See, slingshots Deuce back into the middle of the ring. Taking pin here, maybe? What's
Eddie takes himself out to the apron now, daring Bennett to get back to his feet.
Yeah, taunting him almost.
Sends himself over with that corkscrew. The crossbody there levels Deuce Bennett in the center of the ring. We saw Eddie go for that against Draven last time he was in the ring, and he missed it. Really might have cost him the match. He got all of it there against Deuce Bennett.
Yeah, that's an incredible. And a tiger feint kick to follow it up. This is some classic luchador stuff here.
Eddie calls that as the pummel horse. Little Olympic play. He's got Bennett down center of the ring in a victory.
There it is.
From Eddie Vortex. Turned that one around and dispatched of Deuce Bennett.
Yeah, and on a dime, too. That was, we were talking about Eddie was kind of holding his own. He was doing all right. He was hanging in there, showing some technical skill. And then he got a few strikes in and just really controlled the match. And then he went for the big guns, and boy, did they work. The insane leap on that corkscrew crossbody plancha that he did to the inside, he probably covered 10 feet. It's incredible.
Across most of the ring. Might have been that really might have cost him in his match against the Crow, and seems to have put in some time to perfect that move. Lands it clean against Deuce Bennett here tonight.
Yeah, that's he definitely was, learning from his mistakes, and I gotta say that's an impressive work.
A much better showing this time out from Eddie Vortex, getting the crowd behind him a little bit. Size always coming into play. A little bit of an underdog, perhaps, especially after the bad Rumble showing, but gets a win on the resume here tonight, and that'll help get Eddie up the power rankings.
And a pretty decisive one at that. I think he can be very satisfied with that. As like we said, it's sort of first step in that right direction. He's kind of got things under control here, and now he's going to show us what's up.
Yeah, next up we've got the Machine coming back out. His manager debut pairing up with Art Vandelay didn't go so well. Now he's going to take on Corey Wolfhart, who's, as we mentioned, another one of those people looking to get back to 500. Wolfhart sitting at 1-2 in singles action.
Yeah, we've. This is the second time we've seen this new Machine featuring the services of one Art Vandelay, the latex salesman. But before he comes out, let's let Corey Wolfhart whip his headband around some more.
And the customary entrance from the crowd for Wolfhart. He's done this in singles action. He's done this when he's paired up with AJ Bauer as well. In fact, he and Bauer both going tonight. They were in tag team action last week. Weren't able to come away with a victory over Deadfire. We'll see if he fares a little bit better in singles action tonight here against the Machine.
Yeah, we'll see. The Machine also looking for a little bit of a bounce back win after not getting quite what he wanted his first time out with a new manager.
Yeah, the Machine, maybe a victim of the announce table curse a little bit. He's maybe the most overhyped 3-5 participant that you could ever have. A couple of wins below 500, but it always feels like he should win the matches he's in, and he just continues to find ways to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
He does indeed, and I think maybe it's our fault.
Well, I got to say, I mean, both competitors under 500 here. Wolfhart looking to get back to 500 at 1 and 2. A victory here would do it. Maybe Wolfhart's the pick here, and we stop getting on the Machine bandwagon.
Maybe that's it. Maybe this is Corey Wolfhart's time to shine. He had a little bit of hype coming in as well. Showed a strong athleticism and a good arsenal of moves, but hasn't really put it together in singles or tag competition particularly well. So maybe this is his moment. They're each kind of trying to seize on the other's failures for their own success.
Yeah, and for the Machine, a tough opponent in his last time out with, debuting his manager, the latex salesman, going up against Benjamin Goldenberg. But despite the, early success, Goldenberg at 4 and 3 has kind of struggled a little bit since the inaugural tournament. So, really getting himself going in the right direction once again with that win against the Machine. But like I said, it felt like a winnable match for the Machine. We'll see tonight if he's got, bring in something extra to get himself going in the right direction once again.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And even Goldenberg, like you mentioned, yet another one who's down at 500 because it's just hard to win against such good competition. So I think both these guys deserve a win. One of them is going to walk out of here with one, and that's exciting to see. Yeah, Wolfhart getting off to an early start, though.
Yeah, certainly not the start the Machine would hope for. Wolfhart might have been late to the arena, but he's quick to the offense here.
Indeed. Oh, big right there, but return fire by Wolfhart again with a shoulder tackle.
Yeah, and of all the people in the SWA, the Machine, Kiho Sankari, there's a few people you don't really want to be trading fist with. Strong striking proficiency in the Machine. I don't know that he's the most talented striker, but there's so much power behind those punches that I wouldn't want to be on the other end of one of them.
Indeed, yeah, I would be scared to have that giant fist anywhere near me. And missed another chop there. My goodness, Corey Wolfhart is really using, I think, his quickness to his advantage here.
Yeah, he goes for a fall there, gets a whopping 0 count. Machine's out of it quickly, but just getting something going his way, maybe get the fans on his side here.
And, in the past we've talked about a good strategy against the Machine is to sort of keep him on the ground, right? You take away that height advantage, that weight advantage if he's just lying on his back. But Wolfhart seems to prefer keeping him standing up for one reason or another. It's interesting.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about the Machine at 6'11", he's the tallest superstar in the SWA. Usually one you want to keep down, eliminate that vertical base, keep him down on the mat as much as possible. It's hard for him to do much striking if he's laying on his back. Indeed,
but Corey Wolfhart seems to be, well, up until that point, seemed to be doing all right even with the Machine standing up, but that sort of tossing suplex is not what you want to see. Big leaping lariat there by Wolfhart. Connects with the throat and a spear.
The spear lays out the Machine. Has he done enough to put him away already? Kicks out at 2 for the Machine, but Wolfhart hit all of that spear right on the gut of the Machine.
He sure did, and it kind of came out of nowhere. That was a bit of a surprise, it seemed, to the Machine. Now what's he thinking?
Wolfhart could be looking for that jackhammer.
It's a lot of man to lift up for that long.
He's
Oh my
got him
goodness.
up and slams him down.
Incredible.
A lot of heavyweight down on the back. 1-2, and Machine's out at about 2.5.
Not going to be enough. What else has he got?
Finds a way to get that shoulder up. The jackhammer has put away people in the past. Ooh, looking for that discus punch, and instead he catches a clothesline from Wolfhart after Corey wisely ducks underneath it. Dodged a bullet there.
Again, the quickness, right? It's, we talked about the Machine as a striker, but he doesn't necessarily deliver his punches as quick as some. Meanwhile, Wolfhart's, sneaking in a punch before Machine has a chance to connect. I think it's really hurting him.
Wolfhart going for the cover, gets 2 there once again. He's had a lot of near falls, not even an attempt from the Machine, and hasn't really been able to get much offense in. Wolfhart really in control of this one.
At least he had been. What's the Machine looking for here? Oh, man.
Ooh. Another strong takedown from Corey. Not intimidated in the slightest. And another spear levels the Machine. Might have taken a little bit out of Wolfhart as well.
He's not done. What's he thinking here? Going to work on the arm a little bit.
Now he's going to go for a cover. As he wasted too much time. 2 count once more.
He may have wasted time. I don't know what that was about, getting in one last blow. I guess he's going back to the well. Can he lift him again for the jackhammer?
Seems to be going for it. Got him
incredible.
Up. Center of the ring. Going for the cover now. And
Art Vandelay.
Art Vandelay has inserted himself into this match, distracts the ref there, maybe saves the Machine from certain death, and look at that discus clothesline just levels Wolfhart.
Oh, man. Just dropped him.
Big
and there
right
it is.
hand, the Machine takedown. He's got him next to the ropes, though. Has Corey got any life left? He gets his arm up at 2.
Oh, incredible stuff from Wolfhart to survive that discus clothesline and the Machine takedown in quick succession.
And right back on the offensive. Now that he's back to his feet, got to be frustrated by the interruption, the distraction from Vandelay, and he's taking it out on the Machine here.
Another leaping lariat, and what's he thinking here?
Oh,
same thing again.
Third spear levels the Machine. Ref taking his sweet time for the count, but it's still enough. Corey Wolfhart puts away the Machine.
Incredible work by Corey Wolfhart. I gotta say, did not really expect him to win, but I guess you were right. We needed to pick a different horse. I'm impressed ultimately by his resilience in all this, but he also controlled the match really well for, 90% of it. So great work by Wolfhart.
This was mostly Wolfhart. He survives the Machine takedown, and otherwise that match was all Wolfhart, like you mentioned, and a strong win for him. Gets himself back to 500 in singles action, 2-2 now, and the Machine picks up his 6th loss, 0-2 with Art in his corner. It hasn't turned his luck any, having the manager along with him. In fact, you might argue things have been a little bit worse, and at 3-6, he joins only Lucian Bedeau and Flynn Turner Simmons in the crowd of people with 6 losses so far.
It's rough. It's a rough time. He's gonna have to really take stock, evaluate what's going on, figure out what's missing.
Yeah, and we've seen a bit of a resurgence for hip and modern wrestling. Maybe the Machine needs change up his strategy, both in the corner and in the ring, perhaps. And,
could be.
modernize his offense a little bit.
It's entirely possible that it would be that simple. But who's to say? Need some insight on what it's like to be hip and modern.
Yeah, with Wolfhard getting a nice win, we'll see if his sometimes tag partner AJ Bauer can follow suit, taking on Kehoe St. Car tonight in our third match.
Yeah, another matchup of a striker against one of this tag team. Funny, we talked about St. Car a bit in the last match as another specialist in striking, just like the Machine. But St. Car a little different, not quite as brawly, I don't think. He's just very sort of precise and surgical with his strikes. Whereas the Machine's just going to like lay a lot of force on you and beat you up.
Yeah, certainly a difference in style among, in sort of general a similar type of offense. The rolling elbow, the one to look out for St. Car, really finding a way to really just lay in that pointed weapon as a way to put away his opponents.
Gets a little more momentum on the spin, and it just makes it deadly, man.
Sankari sits at 4-2, 9th in our power rankings. So looking to get another victory on the resume here, continue to move himself up, and with the hopes of an eventual, maybe title opportunity down the line. AJ Bauer looking to get himself, along with his teammate Wolfhart, back to 500 here.
Yeah, we haven't seen AJ Bauer in singles competition in a while. I was gonna say I hope he remembers how to do it. After spending so much time in the tag division, but I don't know that it really would be any different because he and Wolfhart are not particularly cohesive, and they haven't won a lot, so I don't know that's any different for him, really.
Yeah, they got I'd say a bit of a surprise victory against Deadfire a while back.
True, yes.
And then last week, Deadfire kind of got their revenge against them, so evened up that series, if you will. But since that win and since really his first win, it's been rough going for Bauer on kind of both aspects of his offense. That tag win coming back in episode 9. For Sankari, we last saw him in episode 10, just before Right to Fight. He also had a showing, of course, in the Rumble. But he took down Lazar Melvo back in episode 10. And, he's been on the right side more often than not at the end of the day. So a pretty good run so far. His last loss was against Captain Tiger Marsh, another strong top of the power rankings opponent. So not too much to shake your head at that a tough opponent in Marsh, his last loss.
Yeah, St. Car's been one who it's not exactly a string of wins that feels like a streak, but he just sort of consistently performs. He's weirdly, I don't know, he's predictably unpredictable, I think is maybe the best way to put it. He's a little wild, he's a little crazy, but he gets results, and you can usually count on that.
Yeah, and looking to pick up his 5th win here tonight.
Pretty good territory to be in. 5 wins at this stage of the competition.
Would be only the 10th SWA competitor with 5 wins, and he's one of the few that only has a couple of losses so far in his showing. Dodges a kick there and a little backhand chop to Bauer.
Yeah, these guys coming out quick. Really going for it, huh? It's a hot pace to start this match, but it's fun.
Sankari looking to put it away right away. Just gets a 1 count, though.
I think the ref did not agree with my assessment of the pace of this match.
Yeah, taking the scenic route to that count there.
A stiff right from Sankari.
Nice counter by Bauer, but he whiffs on his own punch and is in turn Irish whipped into the ropes.
Big power slam. Nice and crisp. That he's gonna feel that in the morning.
Sankari once again looking to put this one away. Not looking to spend too much time on this match. Only gets a 1 count there once again. Not sure if that's a sign of disrespect or if Sankari's got dinner reservations somewhere.
Maybe a little bit of both. Sankari still just controlling this match. I don't know what you do here for AJ Balor other than get speared off the apron. That is. He needs to do something here to get control back, but it's not working.
Not at all, but now he gets himself back in the ring. Stereo right-handed lifts there.
Yeah, these two guys, it's just all quick strikes. It's interesting, you know, we talked about Sankari's expertise is in striking. Balor, rather than sort of leaning into the flippy kind of offense he normally has decided, I guess, to meet Sankari in his own territory.
And his shoulder meets the ring post there as Sankari whips him into it through the turnbuckle. Balor has some fight left as well. Continuing the back and forth action here.
Tried to lift his opponent up, but it gave him too much time. Fireman's carry.
Drives the point of the knee into the face of AJ Balor.
Yeah, that's and a cutter to follow it up. Cracked his head open. Look at that.
Follows it up, and yeah, he weakened it with that knee, no doubt. Busted him open there, and he's got a 1-2, and Balor's out last second. Sankari can't believe that one.
I don't know that I can either. That
hits him with the elbow.
And he's out. Look at that.
Out.
The way he fell.
Cold. Count it 1-2, and Balor's out.
No.
Shoulder up.
Even Sankari can't believe
it was all but over, and AJ Balor lives to fight further. Sankari
going for the ropes now.
Up on the ropes, looking for a little dirty pin action. Gets a 2 count.
Desperation didn't pan out for him there. Now he's just taunting him. Look at this. Sankari's angry here.
Balor has survived, but he's in trouble. Really needs to get something going his way. He's taken a lot of offense.
Sends into the ropes.
Sankari off and connects with that tiger feint kick. Now going to the top rope. High
thinking here?
District and lands it clean.
Corkscrew senton, but he's not done.
He's not done at all. Now? He's going right back. You can see the energy it took out. He's much slower up the turnbuckle this time.
And another corkscrew senton. My goodness.
Now he's going to go for the cover. Has he done enough to put away Sankari? No. 2 count for him.
And Balor can't believe it. I don't know that I can either. What an incredible show of offense that was at a time when he needed it most. And STO, or a Spanish fly, excuse me. And now we're going up again.
Balor is going back to the top, and the ref is telling him to come down.
Hits 054.
Hits it clean, center of the ring. Is he done enough to put away Sankari? 1, 2, and 3.
There it is.
Well, what a victory for AJ Balor. Survives what looked like certain defeat, and the aerial offense on full display puts away Sankari.
Incredible work by AJ Balor there. Hitting not one but 2 corkscrew sentons and an 054, which is an inverted 450 splash. My goodness. And wait a minute, what do we have here? AJ's not done. What's he doing here?
He's went out of the ring for a chair. Oh no.
Scares the ref off. Oh, this is just unnecessary.
Makes a move at the ref as well, and as if it wasn't enough, maybe he was irate about being busted open. AJ Balor What a victory and what a choice post match.
Yeah, he had a statement win, and then a statement after the statement win. My goodness.
Wow, speechless over here. Balor with a huge victory. I'd say a bit unexpected, and then comes away and goes back inside with a chair.
That's a side of Balor we haven't seen yet. He's he's usually kind of a cocky dude, but I have not seen him be that aggressive.
And as I'm reeling from the result of that match, it's it's kind of the time we're going to talk about. In a couple of weeks we've got our next pay-per-view. Proud to announce now that next pay-per-view is going to be called End of the Line. 2 weeks time. Indeed. And it's going to feature a 4-on-4 team tag match. And stop me if you've heard this one before. These two are not finished with each other. The captains of those teams, one of them in our next match, we're going to see El Sangres captain a team, and we're going to see former champ Warren Windham captain a team. Those two had just a hellacious throwdown at Right to Fight in a 30-minute Iron Man match, and now they're gonna pick some teams, get some friends together, and try to settle the score once and for all.
Yeah, these guys are really, really enemies in a way that I haven't seen, but they're not done, like you said, and I'm excited to see this match, this 4-on-4 elimination tag match. I think it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, teaming up. That's going to be, like you said, an elimination style match. End of the line, perhaps between these two, Sangres and Windham. Someone, is going to have to hold that line in that match. Going to be the last man standing and have to fight for their team's honor. It'll be interesting to see how those teams shape up. I'm also proud to announce later on tonight we will announce both teams' first picks for that matchup.
And obviously, to clarify, the two men themselves are also in the match, not just sort of captains drafting. They're their own sort of representative.
Player coach, if you will. Windham and Sangres not done with each other yet, and we're going to see who they've selected to accompany them in that match. Going to be the main event of our next pay-per-view. End of the line once again in 2 weeks' time. And later tonight we'll see who they've selected to be part of their teams.
Goldberg, one of the handful of wrestlers here with a noted long entrance, takes his time to get to the ring for a match. And so I think all the fans are snoozing a bit.
Milking every bit of it. Is Goldenberg 4-3 in singles action. Looking to get himself continuing going in the right direction here against El Sangres after that victory a couple of weeks back.
And now his opponent doesn't quite take so long. He gets to the ring pretty quick here, but I think he does a cool thing with it because he's very flippy. Boing! I just love that. I think it's a lot of fun. He's a fun guy to watch in the ring, Sangres.
Yeah, Sangres, at 3-3 hasn't always had the most success, but he's certainly been a fan favorite early on in the SWA, and I feel confident saying he'll have the audience behind him here tonight against Goldenberg. The ultimate underdog, Sangres, 5'6", 137. We're talking about a 150-pound difference between him and Goldenberg here, and nearly an entire foot of height.
Yeah, it's a significant size difference. Now, of course, Sangres is smaller than just about everyone he competes against, so he's used to that to some degree, but Goldenberg is not just big. He's big, powerful, strong. He's quick. He's athletic. So it's a tough matchup, but I agree with your assessment. Sangre is definitely a fan favorite. Made a lot of believers with his heart and the way he fights, and I think people will be cheering for him here tonight.
Right now, wrenching on the left arm of Goldenberg, who finds a way to slip that hold and lock in a headlock here.
Yeah, some slow work early on. These guys kind of waiting to feel each other out a bit. And continued sort of stalemate a bit here, kind of trading a single blow back and forth, but nobody asserting too much control.
Just a solid backbreaker across the knee there from Goldenberg. Now Benjamin going for the cover. He's going to get a 1 count against Sangres there. Not going to be quite enough.
Not enough, yeah. He's going to have to do more than that. Sangres is a difficult guy to keep down.
And Goldenberg, a difficult one to take down. He's been on the receiving end of a couple of strong kicks and a handspring cutter.
Wow.
For El Sangres, what a landing there, but Goldenberg is right back on the offensive.
Yeah, that was good work by Sangres to turn that move around on Goldenberg, but you got to capitalize in that moment, and he didn't seem to. He couldn't keep Goldenberg down, and I think this is the thing Sangres deals with a lot. He's a small guy. He's quick. You know, he's strong. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't quite pack the same sort of punch that some of these guys do, or the same kick, even, if you will. And so I wonder how effective his strikes are, you know? I think he's got to get a little more creative with his momentum, with his body weight, stuff like that.
Certainly there, but we have seen effective use of the legs and feet for Sangres take down bigger opponents, which, of course, every opponent in the SWA is a bigger opponent for Sangres. Going for a cover here, gets a 1 count. You know, he had a pretty good showing against Wyndham in Right to Fight, the last pay-per-view.
That's true.
He did
score some falls.
1 fall against Wyndham's 2 in what was a pretty hotly contested match.
Probably would have been several more.
Rolls up Goldenberg, though, and lands the Crimson Knee cleanly.
I think that's maybe a rope break there, but the ref's not looking.
2 count. Goldenberg gets the shoulder up. It looked like Sangres might have put him away there.
Yeah, that Crimson Knee has been particularly dangerous for him, but not yet. Although, I was going to say, his match against Wyndham at Right to Fight, that Ironman match, 2-1 was the final count of falls, but I think in reality there probably were 6 or 7 that didn't get called because that ref took such an odd positioning. Still under investigation, that referee. He's been into some bad stuff, it seems like. But
Goldenberg looking for big power bomb on Sangres there.
Jackknife power bomb, and this could be the end right here for Sangres.
Oh, what a right! 1-2, and Sangres kicks the leg, gets the shoulder up.
Sangres, not an easy one to take down. Oh, maybe was looking for that tombstone pile driver there, but no dice for Goldenberg as he and Sangres seem to want to go back and forth here. Another whiff.
Oh,
and a jumping kick.
The little foot there from Sangres. Looking for the cover after it. 1-2, and Goldenberg's out.
Neither of these guys, I'm blown away. Neither of them want to go down. I'm impressed. These guys have really been beating each other up. Again with the hip toss.
Oh, looking for the second crimson knee, and it lands clean.
And he just shoves him to the mat. Is this going to be enough?
1, 2, and 3. Sangres gets a big victory here against Benjamin Goldenberg. Pushes himself to 4 and 3. And a strong showing for the first, official member of that tag team match coming into the line. The captain, Sangres, gets himself a win.
Yep, and that's a good statement over someone who, maybe Warren Windham was looking at, and now maybe he'll think twice about picking it because he just lost his Sangres.
Yeah,
you want that guy in your team?
Goldenberg was 11th in the power rankings. Sangres 14th, so punching above his weight, even in the standings here, and gets a nice victory.
Here is your winner, Santos.
Sangres is going to be very happy with that performance. I got to say, that's a really big win from him. He had a good performance against Wyndham, but obviously did not come out on top. I think this builds on the strength of that performance. He gets a win, and now he's looking to maybe be in the top 10 in the power rankings, depending on how other things go.
Yeah, he's certainly moving in the right direction. Goldenberg going to be dropping, Sankari going to be dropping, and a nice win for Sangres. Going to get himself going, trending upwards, which is always what you want to be doing. We've got another matchup here containing a couple of top 20 power rankings, and Captain Tiger Marsh sitting at a strong 6th. He's 6 and 3, taking on the 4 and 5 SWA here.
Yeah, and I think Marsh is another one of these guys we've talked about who have managed to put together a nice little set of wins in the last few weeks. I think someone who came in flying under the radar a little bit, but has just sort of consistently done what it takes to get wins in big spots.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good run. Had a title shot on the line in a matchup against Triple G. Triple G did win that match and earned the right to fight the champion at our last pay-per-view. Otherwise, we could have been talking about Captain Tiger Marsh with a title opportunity at the last pay-per-view. Instead, he's going to be trying to get himself back up at the top of the rankings, sitting at 6th, like I mentioned, looking to become just the 3rd SWA superstar with 7 singles wins here. Could join the likes of Wyndham and Triple G.
It's good company to be in. He's already faced Triple G once, and though he didn't win, I think that was a pretty solid match. That right there is a testament to how well Marsh has performed thus far. I think he's really sort of beat out expectations. Someone who maybe is looking to kind of perform better against expectations, however, is SWA, who sits yet again another person right around 500.
Yeah, an interesting balance here for SWA at 4 and 5. With a win, becomes one of only 10 SWA wrestlers with 5 wins. With a loss, becomes one of only 4 with 6 losses. So the epitome of kind of right stuck in the middle, balance-wise, and really needs to get himself a string of wins, like we talked about earlier, which has been really tough to pull off for much of the roster.
There are some segments of the crowd that certainly don't seem to like him. They often chant, "You suck," as he walks to the ring, but I think maybe they're just people that don't respect our military.
Yeah, for someone in the top 10 has, floated with the top 5 of our power rankings, really hasn't got the crowd, the audience on his side. And it'd be interesting to see if he can do that, if he climbs up a little bit higher, maybe gets a victory here tonight.
Yeah, you'd think someone like him who, like I said, just sort of consistently gets the wins, does what it takes, would win over some admirers and some fans, but maybe just sort of doing a workman's job of it. Maybe it's not flashy enough to win over the fans. I don't know. Maybe he should start doing some flippy shit.
Yeah, I mean, certainly not a pairing here of maybe the most hip and modern styles. It's been pretty effective for Marsh, less effective for SWA. We talked about this with the Machine earlier. Maybe it's time to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that could be it. And Gotta say, early, both these guys just looking like a stiff fight right now. Not a lot of finesse or technique involved, just sort of beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, and Marsh went for that kind of disrespectful, just sitting in the corner, and Sevilla really capitalized on it. It's the kind of thing you need to do if your opponent's taking the time to taunt, just lay in some offense.
Yeah, take advantage of a moment where they think they have you so much that they're not paying attention, right? They let their guard down and you make them pay. That's how you got to survive.
Marsh escapes danger on the top rope and a quick little sneaky roll up from Sevilla there. But right next to the ropes, Marsh is able to grab a hold and break that hold right away.
Yep, staying in the corner too. Interesting kind of work there by Sevilla, keeping his opponent cramped in the corner. But Marsh has managed to fight out. Now looking to go to work. And now looking to go to work on the ladies in the crowd, it seems.
Yeah, Marsh taking the time to taunt, and once again, Sevilla capitalizes. Catches a handful of punches, does Marsh, with that Fez press from the Island God Sevilla.
You know, I think maybe Marsh has underestimated his opponent here a little bit. Maybe he thinks the record is reflective of somebody who's not a real competitor, but I don't think that's the case with Sevilla, so he needs to watch out.
Yeah, Sevilla looking to get himself going in the right direction here, but he's draped over the middle rope. That rope-assisted DDT there puts down Sevilla, and Marsh has put him away. Gets the victory here, improves to 7-3, and Captain Tiger Marsh a bit out of nowhere. That DDT puts away Sevilla.
Yeah, maybe I had it wrong. Maybe he understood his opponent perfectly well and just was kind of playing possum a bit because he struck very quickly there and ended it. And you know what? It looks like Sevilla understands and appreciates it.
Giving him some props for the victory there. Marsh will take that. Strong win for him, moves him to 7-3, and as I mentioned before, one of only 3 competitors now with 7 victories in the SWA, joining former champ Warren Windham and Triple G in that, impressive territory early on in the SWA.
Yeah, it's a big spot to have, and he's earned it. Speaking of earned here, we got a tag match with a couple of teams looking for a shot at the tag team titles, which we debuted at our last pay-per-view, Right to Fight. They were won by the Quinn brothers over Unhinged through some, I don't know, debatable stipulations that allowed the titles to be awarded even on a disqualification. So Unhinged were unable to get back into the ring in time, and they therefore lost their chance to be the champions. Now they want another shot. Meanwhile, Deadfire also looking to make a statement here and earn their chance for a shot at the tag team titles. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, Deadfire got a nice win last week against Bauer and Wolfhart, and for Unhinged, the only loss we've seen was in that title match. So, regardless of kind of the unceremonious way that match ended at Right to Fight, I got to think, the opportunity at a title shot that they haven't yet had for Deadfire might give them the momentum here tonight and propel them over the top. Our penultimate match of the night here. Gonna take some time on our entrance here from Deadfire, but hopefully that gets in the head of the opposition here and gives them an advantage early on, perhaps. They sit at 3-3 as a team, getting back to 500 last week against Bauer and Wolfhart. Unhinged sit at 2-1. Their loss coming to the Quinn brothers at Right to Fight. And the Quinn brothers, of course, sit at 6-1. Kings of the tag division. Near unstoppable. Jamie and Noah Quinn sit at 4-0 as a pairing. And we, not that it's surprising, but we can confirm they will await a challenger at end of the line. And Jamie and Noah will be the pairing representing the Quinn brothers with the titles on the line at our next pay-per-view.
Yeah, I was going to say a moment ago, the Quinn brothers have made all other tag teams records, win-loss records, sort of irrelevant. Almost, it seems like you say like Unhinged are 2-1 and their only loss is to the champs, but then the Quinns have 6 wins, and it's like that's more matches than Unhinged have even competed in. These guys are just so far and away, like the champs by numbers in a lot of ways, and so it's made it tough to get a sense of who really are the leaders of the tag division beyond the Quinns. And I think this match will go a long way towards telling us who's kind of in that next tier.
Yeah, and very well could decide who the matchup is going to be at the next pay-per-view here. With a struggling bottom half of the power rankings, Bauer and Wolfhart, Forza Mayor, both 1 and 2, and even the pairing of Deuce Bennett and Aloysius S. Yates, 1 and 2. Now, Yates we haven't seen in a while. Not sure if he's even still, getting checks from the SWA, if he's kind of hung him up after his struggles. Bunch of losses for Yates. So, not sure if his pairing with DB is dead and gone. But, at the bottom half of the tag power rankings, regardless, even if you split the teams up, between the Quinns, from what we've seen, Corey and Matthew 2-1 would match the record of Unhinged here and sit second in the power rankings. Jamie and Noah 4-0. It's hard to argue with the Quinns' dominance across the board.
It really is, and they're just unrivaled at this point. I hope that we find other teams to compete with them soon. I think both of these teams are great candidates. They just have a lot of catching up to do. But something you said a minute ago made me think. You were talking about Aloysius S. Yates, and we haven't seen him, and is he still going to tag with Deuce Bennett? A week or two ago, I saw like a beach hat, kind of like a straw fedora kind of thing in the trash can at catering. I'm wondering if maybe it was his. Like, did he get rid of the hat? I don't know. I just remembered that, and so I wanted to let you all know as we investigate this mystery of where Aloysius Yates has gone.
Oh, yeah. What a start for Slate Stone. Not to cut off the detective work, but just lays out Diego Mercer. Yeah, I certainly think we need to put someone on the case. I mean, if Yates is still on the payroll, and he's not on the shows because he's just nowhere to be found, that's really an accounting issue.
It is, yeah. Single leg Boston Crab here, famously a way to win matches, but doesn't work out for Diego Mercer.
And we last saw the Unhinged. Actually, we saw Slate in a singles match against Jamie Quinn, in which he won via submission post pay-per-view. So they're wanting to get back at the Quinns
for sure.
But right now the path is through Deadfire, and you got to see if they can put away Diego Mercer in Dead Peace here.
Big suplex from Dead Peace, who is definitely one who is looking to right the ship a bit. He's not had a ton of success in singles. He's not quite performed to the level he wants in tag either. So I think he's really looking to get his momentum going.
Mercer running a little distraction on the ref there. Not really sure what for. Big stalling backbreaker from Slate on Dead Peace.
Looking to take him into the corner over here.
Taking him in, maybe looking to get Onyx in, but he catches a boot in the corner from Dead Peace, and Peace might want to get Mercer back in here and turn the tide a little bit. But the corner not working for either one. Nobody home for Dead Peace there on the splash attempt.
Oh wow, and a little dropping Enziguri there from big man Onyx Stone, and Mercer tagged in.
Oh, and I guess there was a little bit of a blind tag there. I missed it. Onyx, the live man, for Unhinged.
Sneaky, but I guess the ref saw it.
I thought he was just going after Dead Piece.
I did too.
Regardless there.
Oh no, nobody home again.
Just if you're either of these tag teams right now, we talk about the keys of tag matches. Keep the freshest man in, cut the ring in half, and the third one here tonight might be stay out of your own corner because it has not worked offensively for either side.
These guys are observing the other principles, keeping Onyx Stone away from his tag partner and making sure that they're always the freshest in the ring, rotating a lot. Man, sort of a modified sharpshooter there, put a lot of pressure on the knee, but didn't hold it for very long. Interesting choice by Dead Piece.
No, I think Onyx might have got to the rope there. It wasn't great positioning for Dead Piece. I think the ref called for that hold to be broken, and now Onyx moving Dead Piece towards his half, but he's going to try to break out of that. Strong right from Onyx, and that's his game. A little bit more technical from Slate. Onyx just wants to beat the hell out of you, and Mercer trying to get in. Little tag team action there. Teamwork.
Little assisted swinging neck breaker action, and Dead Piece is going to be feeling that one in the morning.
Now Slate working the right hand.
You talked about his technical prowess, but that's a brawling if I've ever seen it. Man knows how to fight.
But once again, just no luck in the corner for either side. Continues, and let's try it. How about a third time here? This time, Onyx is going to get the tag.
Third time's the charm. Oh, and a lot of weight down on that left arm of Dead Piece. And a flatliner.
Piece really turning the tables there.
That was it was a big flatliner. Dropped him properly on his face, and a little kick to the gut. What's he thinking here?
Oh, working some
big drop kicks. Tilt-a-whirl neck breaker, and Dead Piece looking in control.
Rolls him up and lands a super kick.
A little schoolboy roll and a super kick to bust his forehead open. What work by Dead Piece.
Onyx certainly bleeding now after that kick. And maybe looking to get out of there. We've got the tag.
And the Stones look mad. They look angry.
And Onyx has him up, and they hit the stone cutter center of the ring. That power bomb into a cutter. Slate's going for the cover, but Mercer there to break it up.
Onyx should have stayed in the ring to help his tag partner. That was a mistake. Kind of stuff you can't make in a championship match.
Yeah, Onyx abiding by the rules. A surprising turn there from the Stones, and we've got technical difficulties.
Well, folks, hang on tight.
We will be
Give us 1 second.
Interesting development. We've had the only other time we've had sort of technical issues like this has been in a match with the Stones.
Yeah, and I think they're probably tired of excuses about that. But, what else can we tell them?
Yeah, it is what it is. We're dealing with what we got, and we'll figure out what the cause is in the long run. But for now, we're trying to get things going back in the right direction. We'll get things fired back up here shortly. as we get things back going. Taking a look at what we've seen so far. Nice first victory for Eddie Vortex taking on Deuce Bennett. Corey Wolfhart got a nice win against the Machine and what was just all Corey Wolfhart. We saw Kiho Sinkari be dropped by AJ Bauer. Songgrace got a nice win against Goldenberg, and Captain Tiger Marsh dispatched of SWA.
It's been a good card so far, but I'm really interested to see this match. I don't know what to say.
Because now probably as good a time as ever. We talked about End of the Line coming up in a couple of weeks. Big time pay-per-view for us here. We've got 2 more pay-per-views in sort of this season, if you will. And as we look forward to that, that main event, that 4-on-4 tag match, as we talked about, Songgrace and Wyndham, the captains. Especially given the showing earlier tonight in one of our matches, we can talk about the first picks from both sides, and on Warren Wyndham, for some context, Warren Wyndham after the victory at Right to Fight, Wyndham earned the ability to pick first in that sort of back and forth affair. Warren Wyndham has selected Dr. Morbius as his first pick.
Yeah, an interesting pick. He's obviously a newer member of our roster, but had a great showing at the pay-per-view in the Rumble, followed by a great showing against the Crow, Eric Draven, in a black leather match, you might say.
Yeah, a lot of black leather in that one. But, a strong showing from Morbius. And clearly Wyndham liked something that he saw, because going and making him his first selection, a relatively new member of the roster. But Morbius also had a pretty good showing in the Rumble. So, a loss in singles action, but he did pretty well in a multi-man situation. And with that being a multi-man tag match, maybe Wyndham liked what he saw in the Rumble more so than in that singles match.
Well, and I think even in the singles match, you can see that he's got potential. So I think that's probably what Wyndham's running on here. This guy is maybe not had things break his way, but he's got the skill set. He's got what it takes, and I think Wyndham can see that. It's pretty easy to see.
Yeah, and on the other side, then Songgrace having second pick after Wyndham's pick of Morbius, really committing to the underdog idea here from Songgrace. He goes and at the time of the selection picks a wrestler that was sitting at 0-1 in singles and had the quickest elimination at the Rumble. Got himself a victory tonight, but Songgrace takes Eddie Vortex with his first pick.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's a case of the exact same thing, right? Because Vortex was one who had a little less luck even than I think Dr. Morbius, right? He came out eliminated very quickly in the Rumble. Was kind of struggling to find his footing, but even as we saw tonight, he's got the skills. He had the potential. I think it was just about putting it together. And I think Songgrace will feel vindicated that he got a win tonight. It's a strong showing. He showed us what he was made of, and I think that's all you can ask for when you're picking a team like this.
Yeah, and we talked about earlier the sort of rumored selections that we might have seen from Warren Wyndham, and whether or not they would have maybe made a selection of Benjamin Goldenberg, but such a strong victory from Songgrace tonight. Do you think you'd take Goldenberg off the potential list, and you think he's still an option for someone like Warren Wyndham?
Yeah, it's entirely possible that he will be. I I can't say that I would want to pick him after the match tonight, but also, I mean, we've seen what he can do in other matches, so I think it's entirely normal to lose once in a while, and I don't know that writes him off entirely. You just got to watch his momentum, I think.
And as we're back into the action here with the Stones and Deadfire, Slate's got an armbar locked in on the left arm of Diego Mercer. Had it in for a while there, but finally ending that hold.
Picking him up with a gut wrench there. Dropping him down on his face.
Nice counter there from Mercer, though. Turned some things around in his favor.
Yeah, and that's what you'll see from Mercer. He's a quick one. He's sly. He's very good at sort of turning your own move around on you if you're not careful. And it allows him to, make comebacks out of nothing, which is his specialty for sure.
Making the tag there. Onyx is in here against Diego Mercer. So he's the fresher man fighting out of that hold from Mercer there. Is Onyx. We'll see what sort of offense he can bring. So far, nothing is a nice counter by Mercer and some impact on the left arm of Onyx Stone.
Yeah, fought off that single leg takedown there that Onyx went for. And the size difference here, we haven't quite noted. So Slate Stone is kind of a big fella, but he's not huge. Meanwhile, his brother, Onyx, is a massive guy and has a significant size advantage on everyone else in this match. And as we've seen in the past, sometimes that can spell your doom.
Yeah, 6'5", 290 for the heavyweight, the crusher Onyx Stone. The Stones so far have kept Diego Mercer in. They've made a few tags. Mercer trying to get Slate over to his corner, maybe looking to get Dead Peace involved here. But so far, some good work from the Stones to cut this ring in half and keep Mercer out there on his feet the entire time.
Yeah, really maintain your control, and the ref getting caught up there, but Dead Peace sneaks a blind tag out of it.
Yeah, and Slate maybe with a mistake there, slinging Mercer into the other corner. Peace able to make the tag on his own, but Slate gets Onyx in, and a single right hand takes Dead Peace down to the mat.
Yeah, I mean, they may be able to work out of it if they continue to control the pace, but that was a bit of a slip up there by Slate. I think a bit of a mental lapse. We were talking and praising their control of the match, maintaining the same opponent in the ring so he gets more tired, and then they just gave it up. You gotta maintain your focus in these matches because this one, as we've said, has pretty high stakes.
Yeah, and we've actually seen that same strategy employed before when Fuerza Mayor was defeated with El Puma never being able to tag out and get Domingo Cervantes, the world champion. The Stones had a chance of doing that to Mercer here tonight and kind of gave it up on their own. See if that comes back to bite them here, or if they can fight out of it regardless.
Yeah, we'll see what they've got, but right now it's I don't know. It's feeling like it could be anybody's match.
Dumped off the top rope as Dead Peace as Slate kind of tagged himself in there as well, as Peace was going for some offense on Slate on the apron. It ends up bringing in Slate instead, and a little bit of athleticism, I guess, from the big man, but I don't think he hit it cleanly.
Yeah, it didn't quite look like he got all of it, but impressive athleticism on display here. Makes me scared to see what else he can do.
An intense stare down of Dead Peace, and he slams him down. Now he's got the arm and the leg wrenching on both the entire left side there of Dead Peace, but Peace able to counter back to his feet. Into the corner goes Peace, and now Onyx is tagged back in, and Slate's going to just launch him across the ring. That's a lot of weight for the crossbody there.
A lot of weight. My goodness. It's launching is somehow putting it lightly, if you can believe that.
Dead Piece taking the opportunity to taunt a little bit. And now he's got something going here against Onyx. Landing some kicks and a neck breaker center of the ring.
Certainly feels like he's trying to get the pace going a little bit here. I think that's probably what favors his style of wrestling, so he should consider that.
The schoolboy super kick there on Onyx. But he is able to get right back to his feet as if he was unaffected by that blow. And they're ready to go. They've got Dead Piece in the ring, up the power bomb into the cutter. Stone cutter landed on Dead Piece, center of the ring, and Mercer has broken it up.
That's good tag team work, honestly, on both fronts there.
When Slate takes offense, lands a uppercut on him, but Mercer fighting back against Onyx, and Dead Piece, a little short arm clothesline there, and an uppercut of his own.
Yeah. He's fired up. His teammate got him fired up.
And now Slate kind of out on his own. Onyx, I believe, on the outside.
Yep, dumped outside by Diego Mercer, I believe.
Now Mercer and Onyx going at it on the outside. Mercer drops off the apron to go after the other brother, and now things seem to be stabilizing a little bit as Dead Piece waiting on Slate to get to his feet.
What's he thinking here?
Had a choke locked in, but I think Onyx or Slayton might have got on the ropes there. Do not know what is happening here. We've got more technical issues.
Well, folks, hang on just 1 second.
Just some real problems with the Stones, I suppose. As the crowd says, they go too hard for the SWA. Try to get things back up and running once more. Really making things difficult for the fans out there that are hoping to get to work in a few hours. As we get things back up and running, appreciate the patience as just issues left and right here for the production team. So we'll get this one back underway once more.
Third time's the charm here, I think. And a stiff spine buster to start us out. My goodness.
back to your feet. A solid way of doing so there from Mercer. Slate, then off the rope, elbow drop there to the downed Phoenix. And into the corner we go, and launched across is Onyx Stone. Big right hand, and if they can keep Mercer in it, the entire time here, it's going to make things easier for them for sure.
Yeah, it is, and that's it's a strong tag team strategy. I think that's sort of by the book. You really control the match because you don't let your teammates get a breath, or your opponent's teammates rather.
Little step over, back kick from Onyx there, taking a moment to really survey his opponent here. Into the corner there, and Dead Piece with perhaps a missed opportunity to get himself involved in this match. Up they go with Mercer. Gets a 2 count. Nothing more.
Little deliberate pace here from Unhinged. I think Deadfire might want to pick things up a little bit more, but Unhinged are happy with this sort of slow, deliberate pace. They know they've got strength. They know that they're a good team, and they can take their time.
Slate locks up the leg, and Onyx brings down the weight on it. And the Phoenix has really got to get something going in a hurry. And this could be it here. Kicks his way back to his feet, but Onyx just laying in some offense, taking back charge of the match. Mercer using his feet from the ground, though, effectively to get back up. Kind of repositioning Onyx here. I'm not sure that I wouldn't just go right for the tag. It seems like he is now, perhaps. And sure enough, Dead Piece now the active man. Onyx sends him into the corner. Catches a boot for his effort. We've got a tag as Slate comes back in here against Dead Piece. Wraps up the arm, sends him over the head, and he's got a submission attempt locked in here. Can Dead Piece get out of that?
Got the ropes right there if he'd only look up.
Could be in enough pain there that he can't think about it, but a nice counter. Not only gets back to his feet, but lays in some offense of his own.
It's good work by Dead Piece, but he's got to hope that the damage wasn't already done to that arm. And Slate right back up and right back at it. He's a tough guy, and it's going to take a lot to bring Unhinged down. They really want their rematch.
And for Deadfire, they really got to get something going. It's been a little bit up and down for them. Perhaps getting a shot at the title would really be the thing they need to set them off in the right direction. And Dead Piece has a submission attempt locked in here, and Slate's out of it in a hurry, but it was in a good place to get him locked in all the way across the ring.
Oh, and he misses the running knees. That's going to hurt.
Dead Piece escorting him across the ring, but Slate finds a way to elbow out of that.
Saw Slate limping there a little bit. I think his knees are probably bothering him. tag in his brother, which is probably a wise, safe move, and get a little tag team offense.
Impact on the left arm there of Dead Peace.
It's good teamwork. I think that's the same arm that Slate had in that submission earlier. And now, big suplex from Onyx. Whew, that one's going to hurt in the morning.
Strong uppercut.
Drops down to one knee.
Now he's going for a cover here on Peace. 1, 2, and 3. Unhinged has come away victorious. No help from Mercer, who can't believe it. But that dropping uppercut from Onyx Stone puts away Dead Peace.
You know, I have to say, if you were watching right before Onyx kind of put the finishing touches there, around the time Onyx tagged in, Mercer had attempted to step into the ring, and the referee was yelling at him. Have to wonder if he, told him, you better stay out of this ring or else, and it made him hesitate to help his partner there at the end. See, right here across the ring, Mercer had tried to get in. And I don't know, maybe he was too scared to help his partner.
Yeah, or maybe thought that Peace was going to be out of this, but wasn't here. And Onyx Stone gets the victory for the Unhinged here, taking down Dead Peace and improving to 3-1. And perhaps earning a shot at a redemption against the Quinn brothers at end of the line.
I gotta say, I think that these guys have definitely, sort of proven that they belong in that upper echelon of tag teams here. Obviously, the Quinn brothers way out in front with their 6 wins, but 3 is halfway there. And I know that Unhinged really want their revenge, and I think maybe they'll get a chance soon.
Yeah, and we go now to our main event finally. Calvin Abueva, the Beast, taking on Domingo Cervantes, the SWA World Champion. And Abueva had that Path to Glory briefcase, never cashed it in, was waiting, biding his time. And that was way back when Warren Windham was our champ. Well, Abueva goes into the Rumble and loses the title due to elimination. One of the toughest ways to have to defend.
Yeah, for sure. But after, you should note, defending it successfully several times.
Yeah, definitely kept, the briefcase always on the line when you're the Path to Glory owner. And as you said, defending it numerous times and hanging on to it, but losing it in the Rumble, never got to cash it in. Last week, Abueva got a matchup against the former champion Warren Windham, and he took care of him. Got himself a huge victory against Windham, only the second person to defeat Windham outside of our current champion, Domingo Cervantes. Well, now Abueva gets the title shot anyway. No briefcase, no Rumble win. 6-1 Calvin Abueva, third in the power rankings, takes on the SWA World Champion Domingo Cervantes.
Yeah, and I think despite losing the briefcase, I think Abueva has earned it. The number of wins he's strung together, and even losing the briefcase wasn't a proper loss. I mean, he was eliminated in the Rumble, but so were 29 other entrants. So he's really put together a hell of a record, and I think he's earned this shot. And I think he's glad that he feels like he's finally getting a little bit of recognition.
Well, has some super high-profile wins. Of course, none of them as big as the win over Warren Windham just last week. And it's hard to argue that he hasn't earned his title shot here. He's climbed the power rankings, 6-1, the only loss coming back in the inaugural tournament, and has just ran off a series of victories since then that is tough to match. And, looking here to become just the fourth competitor with 7 wins. But for Cervantes, he's actually got 7 wins on the line here as well, also 6-1. Lost to Warren Windham in the inaugural tournament, hasn't lost in singles action since, and has dispelled of Triple G in a title defense that, Triple G has been one of our top competitors, and I don't want to say it was all Cervantes, but Cervantes with a pretty emphatic title defense against Garrison Gray. we'll see what he does here tonight against Calvin Abueva.
Yeah, that match against Gray, I would agree, was definitely emphatic. Abueva certainly seems like a man who can hold his own, but we thought that about Gray as well. So I don't know. Cervantes is the champ for a reason. That's because he's one of the best.
He's certainly been a strong champ and a competitor so far. We'll see what he's got here tonight against the Beast, who's been running through anyone and everyone on his way to this opportunity.
I think he's been taking longer with this entrance since he got the title, just to, sort of enjoy the way that the lamp glimmers off of the belt. I think he's really milking the entrance for all it's worth now, because everybody can see the gold around his waist, even in the dark.
Yeah, and when you're the champ, you've got the opportunity to milk it if you want to. We see that from a lot of superstars here in the SWA, but if there's one person that has earned it, Domingo Cervantes is the guy.
Indeed.
The crowd lighting up the arena right along with him. I don't know. Do you think the SWA faithful are behind the champ here tonight, or are they looking to see the title change hands?
I mean, I feel like the sense of Cervantes is that he's the real deal, and I think people are really happy to have someone like him representing the SWA. Abueva certainly no slouch, but he's a bit of an enigma. Not a ton of personality outside of the ring, and I think it's a little harder to sort of get behind him as your champion over some sort of character like Domingo Cervantes, who just really has the whole package. He's a dancer, he's got a cool lamp, he's an exciting guy, and he's the storm in the night. What more do you need?
We'll see what he's got here tonight against the Beast, Calvin Abueva. A much deserved shot at the champ here. And these are the only two men who have ever defeated Warren Windham. So we'll see what they got going up against each other here tonight.
A couple of large guys, both well over 6 feet.
And a Fez press to kick us off from Cervantes. Just going right at the challenger. Strong right hands from Domingo. And Abueva finally fighting back, takes down the champ with a reversal there.
A deep camel clutch, it looks like, but Cervantes prying the hands apart.
Ooh, and whips Abueva off the ropes there as he gets out of that one. Chasing him to the outside, but the Beast ducks back inside and takes some positioning advantage, but he's caught with the taunt.
Eats a DDT for it.
Looks to put him away, gets a 1 count on the Beast there.
Now, if anyone, well, I'll pause as we go for a ride here.
Little Uno
counting butterflies.
Trace. Butterfly DDT there from Cervantes. And the Beast just trying to crawl to the ropes to get some relief. Cervantes is going to go for another cover center of the ring here. Gets a 1 count.
Not quite going to be enough. What I was going to say a minute ago is if anyone knows how to work in a taunt where it won't harm you in a match, it's the dancing man himself, Domingo Cervantes. But here he's all business.
He's got
set
him
up for that
up.
Crucifix.
Launches Abueva across the ring. Has the champ put yet another competitor away with that crucifix powerbomb to retain the title. 1, 2, and 3.
There it is.
Winner and still SWA World Champion Domingo Cervantes. But wait a minute.
Oh, is that Al Sebastian?
Al Sebastian with the Path to Glory briefcase. Is he cashing it in?
It looks like he is.
He's handed it to the ref. Sebastian is looking to capitalize here against Cervantes and take the title away from the champ.
And before the bell even rings, a big blow from Domingo Cervantes.
On a headbutt, but Sebastian catches the boot there.
And goes for the Boston Crab. Very old school choice by the modern hip wrestler.
Yeah, what a choice there from Sebastian. Little back and forth counter action. Domingo defended the title against Sabueva and now has to defend it once more against Sebastian. What a night for our main event.
Yeah, and Sebastian here looking to be, aggressive and really capitalize on Domingo already being tired. But you have to wonder if this was the match to choose because Domingo didn't look like he got all that tired in that match.
Yeah, he didn't have to go for a while, but he goes for a clothesline, and Big Al sends him to the outside.
Oh, my goodness. That was a long way to fall. Kicks him in the dingus and runs back into the middle of the ring. But, you have to recall, folks, as we see a nice flatliner there, title does not change hands on a disqualification. So Al Sebastian needs a pin or a submission here to win the title.
And Domingo going for a pin here. Gets a 1 count against Al. Not going to be enough just yet. Hits
going for a ride.
And now Al's going for a ride. We saw this earlier. It was the beginning of the end for Calvin Abueva.
3 butterfly suplexes, and thank you for your time. And that is how you work in a taunt in a match. The master himself.
Now Domingo's setting him up. Is this the beginning of the end for Big Al? Taking him up and just launching him off the ropes with that crucifix powerbomb. Going for the cover now, but Al's out of it immediately.
Wow. Some resilience from Al Sebastian here.
Sebastian with a big boot after kicking out of that crucifix powerbomb unceremoniously.
I think he made a mistake here following Cervantes to the outside, Gotta let him come into you. You can't always be chasing him. A very wise woman in my life once told me, don't go chasing waterfalls.
Oh. Impact on the spine.
Yeah, that was a spine buster from very high up. These are a couple of very tall guys. He was very high in the air.
Yeah, 6'9" for the champ. And now looking for another cover. Has he done enough to put away Sebastian and retain the title? No, 2 count.
No, sir. No,
fights
sir.
on. Title chance still on the line. Our first ever cash into the Path to Glory briefcase. DDT from Cervantes.
Oh, right on his face. That pretty hip young face with the manicured beard. Uses all sorts of fancy beard oils.
Ooh, and counter versus counter here. Big double axe handle takes Sebastian down. Al looking to become our 3rd ever SWA champion. But Domingo looking to retain, going for another cover here against Sebastian. Gets a 2 count kick out from Big Al.
This one is not over yet. Al Sebastian has got some fight left in him. He's got something to prove here.
Sebastian fights to his feet. Big gut punch there. Sebastian moving a little slower now.
Yeah, taking his time and maybe took a little too much there because now Cervantes is back on top.
Misses that running knee, and now Cervantes laying in some right hands on the challenger here. tosses out of the outside. And then back inside. A little back and forth.
I gotta say that's nice, straight up approach from Cervantes here. He's not gonna take a count out victory. He wants to do it the right way.
How about 4, 5, and 6 for Sebastian here with the butterfly DDTs?
Yeah, and not only does that hurt a whole lot, you get dizzy doing it, spinning all around.
Sets him right up and wastes no time going for it, up on the shoulders. Crucifix position and tossed is Al. And is he out? Has Domingo retained? Once again, 1, 2, and 3, Domingo Cervantes. Still the SWA World Champion, and he gets 2 victories tonight. Goes from 6-1 to 8-1, and Sebastian almost pulled it off with the Path to Glory cash-in.
I got to say that was an incredible performance from Al Sebastian. Maybe the most heart we've seen from him thus far. And heck of a showing. Abueva, you got some question marks now. Was not quite what I would have expected from someone who's been performing at his level. So I don't know what to say about that one yet.
Yeah, Cervantes really dispelled of Abueva pretty easily. Sebastian may have gave Cervantes his best run for his money so far among his title defenses. A pretty good showing from Sebastian, but Cervantes still reigns supreme. Not only does he become just the fourth SWA superstar with 7 wins, he becomes the first with 8 singles victories, and he'll defend that title at End of the Line in a couple of weeks' time. We've got one more episode next week before our End of the Line pay-per-view. Once again, that 4-on-4 tag match main event captained by Warren Windham and El Sangres. We announced earlier tonight the first picks for both sides. Warren Windham selects Dr. Morbius, and El Sangre selects Eddie Vortex. Next week, we'll reveal the second picks from both teams, as well as set up what we're expecting to see at the pay-per-view. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for coming out, hanging out through some of our technical issues. We had a great show tonight. Good to have you back in the booth, Doc, and look
Glad
forward
to be here
next week and seeing what we've got right before the pay-per-view. Thanks for coming out, everybody.